On my credit card. Yeah. No, it's fine, don't worry. I've got a debit card with Monzo. That's my only other. It got recommended when ClearScore, when I was having a look. It was a different brand, and I was kind of intrigued, and then I looked more, and I just quite liked the look of it. I was kind of in the market for a credit card anyway, but I quite like the look of everything, the way it was. Kind of reminded me of Monzo, the way the app kind of looked and things like that. Um, so yeah, I was just kind of intrigued. It's super easy, really easy. Like it was a similar process to again to Monzo. It was very like user friendly. Uh, well, the way like when you installed the app, I think the app experience felt quite similar. And then it just seemed to flow very quickly. It wasn't like I was going on to like a website that wasn't well designed for like mobile or anything like that. It just all felt like it flowed very nicely. I can't actually remember, to be honest. I remember going on mobile pages though, like looking out for it. Normally kind of added expenses towards the end of the month or any emergencies. Yeah, yeah. I like it. I sometimes do like it does take me a minute to be like, oh, where do I go for this again, or where do I go for that? And it's not always, to me anyway, noticeable where to click for certain things, where to press. It sometimes just I'm like, okay, hold on a second. And I think it looks a bit bare bones. The bare bones, like it looks very. It looks like it's in development. Would be the words I will use. I'm pretty well versed in it. I've had a credit card before. I kind of know that the closer to your limit you are, and more affects your credit score, or making more than your minimum monthly payments each month, helps. Try to pay it all off in 1 month is the ideal. etc. Yeah, kind of just before COVID, kind of run into kind of how I got made redundant, and then had loan to pay off and issues around that. Just kind of speaking to them a lot, trying to get our situation worked out. We kind of got employed quite quickly again, so kind of fixed us up quite quickly. iPhone. Yep. Do this file instead. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a whole screen. There we go. Cool. Wonders. Yeah. So I quite like the color scheme actually. I quite like the purple. It's nice. Um, Fairly simple page. You know, I can see all the information I would need to see if I was coming onto the app and was just having a quick look. Um, yeah, quite a fan of the balance breakdown. Um, yeah, I actually like that, and it's good that I can, click and see where the withdrawal was, what day it was on. That's nice. I like that. Um, and then going down recent transactions. I mean, that's always ideal. Um, I've always personally wondered if it would be possible to have like as a customizable like recent transactions, so you can choose how many transactions you can see at once. If you want to see more or less. I don't know. I'd like if I wanted to see like because if I've gone like a day where I've spent quite a few, I'd like to see all on that day rather than just like the top 4 or 5 without having to click on it personally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's I like and there's the pending transactions, which is ideal. That looks all fine. Yeah, yeah. I expected it to be similar to this, but I didn't expect as much information as this. I expected like a breakdown of like maybe like last payments. Um, I was expecting to see like pending and interest, but I wasn't expecting to see like overseas spending fees, late payment fees, cash withdrawal fees. I wasn't expecting to see that. Yeah. No, okay. Would it be there in zero or would it not be there at all? I would probably just like it not to be there at all. Less clutter, unnecessary. Yeah, it's nice to have it in multiple different bits. Makes it a little bit easier to kind of look at, and I like the fact that the repayments is a different color and kind of stands out a bit there. It doesn't get lost in the rest of the information as much. Okay, manage. That's easy enough. I like that. I like having a freeze card personally. I would like the freeze card to be on the main screen where having to go into manage. But that's how I'm just used to it with Monzo, is that I can do like from the main screen, I can see my card details and freeze my card just immediately there. Like it's just underneath the card. I like quite like that. Um, but that's fine. I like the fact that you can quickly copy all your details. That's ideal. It saves me so much time, quite a lot. Um, yeah, it feels like a strange place for debits to be managed from personally. Like I wasn't expecting to see that option in this bit. Um, like managing like you paying into the card. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't expecting that to really be there. I would well, let me go back and have a look at yeah. It won't let me go back actually. I'll just need to go through it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go. Um, I would have I don't know. I would where there's managed statements and insights. Personally, I would quite like a box. Well, even where it says make a repayment, in that bit, I would expect the managed direct debits to be there rather than in managed because I would personally have that as well. To me, I would think that's just about the card itself, like the physical card or any information about the card. I wouldn't personally have that as repayments in my mind. Yeah, that's what I would personally look at it as. Um, well, let me have a look at the insight. I didn't actually have a proper look at it. Personally, for me, insight should be a breakdown of where you're spending anywhere you a company that you spend more money with on a more constant basis, or a company that or a location even. It can be by location. Um, if it's reoccurring, or it can even be based on the the kind of payment it is. If it's like food and drink, or if it's cinema, or entertainment, it can be split into different sections. Personally, the most important thing to me is looking at specific companies and how much I'm spending with those companies. I like that. I prefer to see how it is I'm spending easily rather than having to trawl through months of transactions to get that information. I tend to do my budgeting separately, normally in a Excel or a note. Not normally from within an app. I'll go through and kind of check what I'm spending and then go from there. Um, it kind of depends what I'm actually planning to use my credit card for. If it comes to a month where I know I'm going to have to use it a bit more, then I would kind of a budgeting tool in the app would be nice. But for me personally, it's not something I'd ever use because I wouldn't use my card regularly enough for that to be a thing. But if I had like you know monthly subscriptions that are all based on my card or a payment I know I'm going to make each month, or if I'm paying my petrol out, then a budgeting tool would be good. So I can kind of okay. So I would personally do this, and then I TFL on the 14th of May. Well, I would click on yeah, there you go, like that, and that's kind of what I'd be expecting to see from that. It's got date, location, amount, and an option to say if I don't recognize the payment. Um, yeah, that's basically everything. Well, the only other thing is um like an option to save that transaction that as a PDF or something along those lines. If I'm having a business expense, I'll tend to use my credit card, and it's good to have a print off of that single transaction. Yeah, an export would be perfect. Uh, I would expect an options kind of why you don't recognize it. That you could say that if you want to freeze your card, or if you want to report it, or if you want to speak to a chat or a call number to call. That's the kind of how I prefer to do it. It makes it a bit easier than like again trawling through your transactions and seeing it, then having to go out of your transactions to go and contact someone. It's all there and a simple step. So I would click on make a repayment, and then that's quite nice. I like the options of either doing a full balance minimum amount or custom amount. Um, I like the fact there's a little financial well-being tip. Um, One thing I would say personally, I would like to see is actually when my payment is next due. Like have that just in between the amount and the financial well-being tips, just a bit saying payment due on 8th of June or whatever. I like it. I mean, it's kind of for me, kind of what I'd expect it to be. It would be nice if it was like a variable thing. It wasn't the same tip every time. Like what would maybe be nice in my mind is you know, if you're paying off your full balance, thing being like ace, good job. Um, that's great. Something like positive. Rather than it just kind of I know it's got a thumbs up there and it gives a little bit, but yeah, something like positive or like a little, you know, confetti explosion or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. I like stuff like that. Okay, so just a custom amount like that. That's nice and easy. Um, okay, perfect. So it does say when you need to cover for your minimum payment on there. So that's nice. It's there. It would just be nice to be on all the pages. Um, that seems very easy to do, and then just confirm payment. The only thing here would be like a confirmation of how you're paying that. Like obviously, if it's by card or um, like what card it's by, like an option to choose. Yeah. The other thing I would I don't know how easy this is, but is an option to pay by Apple Pay. If I'm making a one-off payment, it'd be nice just to use my debit card and Apple Pay it over. No, that seems all quite easy. I said the only thing for me really would be just on all pages showing when my next minimum payment is due, because I think that's important. Because that's the only bit of information I've not seen so far anywhere. Yeah, I know when my payment's due. Yeah, that would be nice on the main screen, I think, as well, actually. Or when you press on breakdown or something, somewhere there where it's quite easy to see when your next payment's due. Uh, no, I think that it looks good so far. There's just like little bits and pieces that I think it's probably because I use Monzo so much that makes me want to like it's similar. It in the way it's kind of similar to your Monzo app that it makes me want it just to be a bit more similar. But it's all fine so far. So I would really like it to show when my next payment's due at some point somewhere. Change the direct debit for the managed, but even if you had a like if you moved make a repayment to the left slightly and then had on the right manage direct debit as a separate button as well. Like that's how I would like to see that. Maybe also a a like the way to make the repayment is button is around show breakdown, just to make that stand out a little bit more. Personally, I would like or an arrow next to it or something, just something to make that stand out a little bit more. Um, Personally is what I would like, and then maybe yeah, I think that's it really. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Um, so very similar to the credit card, which I like. Um, Again, with manage, I personally think manage is only about the card. So I would personally not have direct debit standing orders. I like the fact that there's the thing about ATM allowance and contactless allowance. Um, I quite like that. I'm guessing the contactless allowance would allow you to change how much contactless it can go up to. Customizable amount of when contactless will start working. I like that. Um, ATM allowance. I'm guessing that's either a maximum that you can take out in a day or a week. That's what I would imagine it to be. But again, it'd be nice to limit that. I know that it would need someone to know your PIN as well, but it's kind of more about account security. Um, but yeah, I'm assuming those are more about actually like what your limit is each week on contactless and like ATM. But it'd be nice to also have a bit of customizable option there. Um, I said I wouldn't have direct debit and standing order in there. I don't think that's the place I think it would be. I would again have a button next to send money to deal with standing order and direct debits. Personally, I like that there's a payee section as well. That's nice, and the ability to quickly add a new payee. Personally, as well, I I know obviously this is as time goes on, but if I had a friend who also had the Onmo app, it'd be nice to be able to add a pay by contact details, by mobile number, and that linking up automatically. Um, Also, when adding someone, the ability to double check that the details match what someone's given me. Just when you're adding that new pay, it just come off a box saying, those details don't match. Are you sure? I would personally like something like that. Recent transactions is the same. Um, I would. I know it's not always possible, but it'd be nice to see the logos as well, like you've got on the credit card of the. Should we- what would be nice as well, which is something that I actually wish Monzo would do, is if you say I see like you've got money from um from a contact or payee, to have like a custom icon for that person. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or special, but having something that you can put against that person. It's just like a little customizable thing that I think would be nice. Yeah, well, it's not. Sometimes it's not even that. It's just like a. It's just a. Yeah, it's not. So like, it'd be nice to. Doesn't like you could like import a picture of them or like just have like a set list of little icons that you could give to them. I think would be nice. Um, Other than that, it feels a little bit not basic, but it'd be nice to have like an insights bit for this as well. Um, like maybe a budgeting tool. This is where that kind of stuff I feel would be a lot more useful in a debit card option. Um, Definitely having a monthly kind of breakdown of where you've spent your money and how much you've spent. I think is vital for a debit card. Yeah. Um, if it was just a one time thing and it's the first time I was ever paid them, I'd probably do it from send money. Yeah, and then add new pay. Um, that's actually really easy to do. Um, I'm not sure why I don't think there needs to be add new pay there and new pay at the top. Like I don't think you need both of those things. You just need one or the other. I personally prefer the trusted pays and the new pays at the top more. I like that. It's very easy in putting stuff in. Um, I like there's reference. I like that you can schedule the payment for a certain day as well. I think that's really good. Um, yeah, that's all quite easy. And again, the only thing I'd like is confirmation those bank details match in the app. or a notification say if they don't match. Um, yeah, that's all really easy to use. Um, I like as well to ask for the reason for transfer because again, that's good to for an insights part to say, you know, you selected this reason so many times for transferring money. Um, I like that, or if it goes into a certain part of insights because you've said something. I like that. That's good. Okay, so it's good. I feel like that message should come up one step before, like once you've put the bank details in, because at this point it's now like, oh, I've got to go back an extra step to go and double check. Whereas like if that came up before I came to this page, then yeah, yeah. Because then it's a bit like because at that point I'm just a bit like, oh well, I've already gone past this next step. It's a bit annoying to then like if I do want to go back and double check. And then that's all. Yeah, I think that looks all good. I wouldn't personally change anything on that. That's fine. That's fine. And then I like that. That's good. There's nice little, transfers completed, and I like that you can share a receipt as well. Um, that's quite nice. Yeah, I like that. Easy, very easy. Kind of the similar to how we expect the credit card app to kind of work. I do think there's just kind of little changes here and there with it, like just to make it a bit more slick. Um, I do think it is quite easy. It's just I just don't think there's the need for the add new payee bit and all that when it's already there. But I like that. Well, I'll go manage and then view details. I'm guessing it's a personally think that's a bit of a pain for getting account details. For card details, I think that's great. That the card details should have a layer of security to it. For an account number and sort code, though, like I think that should just be on the main page, personally. Um, just below debit card and above available amount at the bottom, or just on the credit card or a debit card or above the debit card. Yeah, and then you could put a share button next to that. Because I like the fact that when I did that, there was a share button. But I think that's a not a hassle, but an unnecessary layer of security for account details, personally. Yeah. So in my mind, if I went to manage standing orders, I can create a new, um, and then okay, that all seems fine. And then yeah, I can add a new payee in here. That's perfect. So I'd rather that. So I would like it all to be one simple process rather than um having to go add a new payee and then go and set up the standing order. So I like the fact that that's easy and can be done that way. I personally would have. So I would personally have it as I could press create new. I would then have the payee details here, and then the standing order details after that. First. Yeah, and then the standing order, because I would like this to be the last thing I do before I set it up, rather than like this, and then I'm like, I've done it, and then I've gone and done something else, and I've forgotten about. Like, I want it to be like the last thing I'm kind of checking. Yeah, and then on this, I would switch around to pay details at the top, standing order details at the bottom. Um, I think that's just my OCD, like being like it needs to be that way around 'cause that's the way I've done it. But yeah, personally, I like that. And then that's nice and easy, and it's good that it's there, and you can have like a specific name to it. That's nice to do. Okay. Instinct would say to go on Peas, and then go on Rohan, and then there's a transfers bit which will show it. So I like that. Um, it'd be nice to be able to click on those transactions as well, just to be able to see the next details of it. Um, but no, that's easy. That's much easier than having to go through all of your transactions to find. What would be nice is when I click on Rohan's details, or at the top of the transfers, a total amount that has come in and out, so that yeah, total in, total out would be nice. Yeah. Um, so I know it says like I don't know. What would be nice to do is if it's a payment in, so say for the dinner he's paid in, what would be nice to do is maybe link the be able to link that payment to the actual payment from the account. So I could click on dinner and then I could also see the transaction that went towards. Yeah, and that would then I know this is an extra layer, but that would then allow, say, in insights for that amount to be less off that transaction, for actually how much you've actually spent. Yeah, yeah, totally. So instead of showing all 40, it would only show the amount you've actually spent. So it would allow you to budget a little bit better. Your transactions. Yeah. Features. Um, Not that I can think of. So I mean, one thing I'd like next available amount is pending amount as well. If you've got anything that's due, say you've got a direct debit, a standing order that's due out in 3 days, having that showing as pending for the 3 days. Time. Yeah, yeah. Well, so you wouldn't see the actual transaction, but say you say says available at 550, and say you've got a standing order for £150 coming out in 2 days' time. It says mine's 150 in 2 days or something along those lines. And then at the top of the recent transactions, there would also be a bit that says payments due out in say in the next 5 days, and it shows everything that's due to come out in the next 5 days. Yeah, 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 totally. Just so it's a quick way of seeing it. Also, again, this is a Monzo thing, but something that I absolutely love now is if I've got a standing order coming in, I can see that that standing order is coming in for 3 days before once it's actually set. It'd be nice as well to see payments in. Yeah, yeah, totally. Anything that's upcoming, it'd be nice to be able to see that. Um, and then say, I buy a bus ticket every month. But obviously I'm not setting up a standing order or direct debit for that. I'm buying it on the first of every month. It'd be good to schedule that into a budgeting or insight, so I know that payment's reoccurring every month. So I know, like, when I'm putting money in, that I have to make sure that's always set aside. Yeah, yeah. I like the simplicity. To be honest, I really do. I like the logo. I do like the purple idea for the cards as much as I really like the way my card looks at the moment. Um, I do like this kind of branding. I like the purple. Yeah, it's nice. Something that I think would be really nice is the ability to customize your card in some way, similar to how Revolut do it with the metal cards, or Monzo, you've got the premium cards. It'd be nice to be able to maybe do something with your card to make it a little bit more special. Yeah. But no, I like the branding. I like the look of it all. It's nice. It's clean. I actually especially like the font for the like available credit and balance. I like that. I like the numbers on that. It's nice. It feels a bit different. Yeah, good. Overall, good. It's you can tell it's a prototype. I know it's a prototype. Like, I know there's things, but no, it's like a good. I think it's like a good building block. Like, it's a good starting point. I feel like it's almost there basically. Like, I wouldn't mind using it if it was what the app is. Sorry. Yeah, like I would use it if that was how the app was. I would more than happily use it. Mm, okay. I think more just things to talk about, just a little bit more ease of use when it comes to things like direct debits. Just it being able to flow a little bit better. Um, I think like the app at the moment, it flows quite well, but sometimes you do have issues. That one looks a bit more clear cut. I think it just needs a few little things, and just things being a little bit easier to go to, so you've not got to go through as many options. Yeah, yeah. It would probably just be the getting that stuff out of manage and into a separate thing, because my brain just doesn't compute that it should be there. Like, it just shouldn't be there to me. I guess on the menu that you can open up on the left hand side, it could be in there. Um, but I would really say should only really be on the homepage. No, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, no worries. That's fine. Would there be more of these, or yeah, I'll happily do more. I quite like doing stuff like this. So. Cool. Perfect. Well, thanks so much. You too. Cheers.
Hi, can you hear me well? Just one second. Let me turn my camera on as well. Hi, yeah, good. Thanks. I'm just trying to join on the phone as well, but oh, there you go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. No, sorry, I just touched it by mistake. Really. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 That's the fine. Yeah, it is a very hot day today, huh? Well, it was the same down in the southwest. I mean, I haven't seen sun in like probably a month. So at the moment, I got the Onmo credit card, which I got a few months back. It came up to me as I think it was a recommendation on Experian, and I've just sort of like wanted to give it a go, and I use it mostly for my self-employed business. to purchase like different techs with it, or it just depends what I need really. Well, mainly I do graphics and web design as self-employed. So I think I had purchases like I got like a new Cricut machine and all the other bits and bobs with it to do like the personalized bits and bobs, like different like Apple products like laptops. I can't even remember, to be honest. I sometimes use it just for like shopping purposes. Like if I don't have my debit card with me, I'll just use that and I'll just transfer money afterwards from the debit card back onto the credit card. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed usage, to be honest. Well, I think it was the best APR that I got at the time, and uh, I think it was like the highest amount that they were offering as well. So it sounded like a very good offer. So yeah, that was what basically got me. Yeah, it was literally the best offer available for me at the time when I've applied. I can't even. I think it was like beginning of the year, more or less. It was fine with the app. There were a few glitches. Uh, which some of them are still there at the moment. Like one of the most annoying ones is that every time I get like I don't know a software update on my phone, or if I do change my phone and I just reinstall the app and go through the login process, every single time when I do that, it'll just say you're all set up, your Onmo account is set up, your card's on the way. Ask set a new pin every single time, and I'm like, I already have a card, I already have a pin. Yeah, I literally get that. I've just updated my iPhone to the latest iOS, and as soon as I went back in the Onmo app, I just got that again. I had to log in again, and I just got the message saying the card was being delivered, and they've asked me to set a new PIN and all that. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar if you change like I have the iPhone that I use as my main phone, and every now and then I have a Galaxy Z Fold 4, which is an Android phone. Same with that one. If I want to log in on that device, it basically goes through the exact same process. It just tells me that I'll get a new card delivered. Yeah. And then I think another annoying thing was at some point, my card, I couldn't withdraw any money from my card. There was some sort of like blockage on it, but no one knew why because all the system was were showing like as fully functional when I spoke with the colleagues at the support department, and then it just got fixed by itself in a few days. But these two were like really my only two issues because as far as I know, I've tried paying with the card using like PayPal and stuff like that. And as far as I know, again from the support department, it doesn't work with PayPal yet. So yeah, yeah. At the moment, almost the only one. I used to have like an American Express. Sorry, debit. I'm with Halifax, and then I have like one of them Revolut cards as well for when I travel abroad and stuff. Yeah. Uh, I like to check the transactions just to make sure that everything's like in line with what I've paid because not I haven't had this issue with Onmo, but I had issues in the past with like other credit providers. I had transactions being taken twice or not processed at all, and stuff like that. So I like the fact that it's like you almost get like an instant live tracking on each transaction. And then obviously the other most used one is the paying facility, when I can pay back the card bill. And also, I think I use it for like checking my card details. I don't have the card physically with me all the time, so I think that's beneficial just to have like card details and my PIN number and all that in there. Well, I know what implication a credit card has to like my credit file, and I know how it could help you or it can be detrimental for like your credit score. I know all that. I don't know how deep you want to go in it in regards. Yeah, oh yeah, no, I got good knowledge about it. I'm not the type of person that will just get like credit cards or just like loans just for the sake of getting them and then struggle to pay them or anything like that. No, my mobile screen. Yeah. Are we using the app that I already have in the? Oh, okay. Good. Can you see my screen? Hmm. Yeah, that's very weird. I'm just ask present to everyone. I just do continue. Then it just says everything on your screen, including notifications, will be recorded. Enable do not disturb to prevent unexpected notifications. And then I just select Google Meet, but it just won't do anything. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but it just doesn't do anything. I don't know if I turn my screen on, if my camera's on, if that will help. No. Hmm. Yeah, I'll just try and leave and come back in. Yeah. Let me just fully close the app a sec. Come on. Is it working now? Yeah, it does. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I think that's the general picture of everything, isn't it? Yeah. Just a sec. Oh, it's on Figma. Okay. Yeah, sure. On screen. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, you get the main page, you get the image of the credit of the card, I guess, and then you got the available credit and the balance. I'm guessing on the breakdown, it'll just show like previous transactions, whatever's pending and all sorts. Well, this page, when you go to like balance breakdown, sort of like be scrollable when you have like multiple transactions. So it's obviously the previous statement, whatever spending period, and the pending amount that's left, and obviously the interest that you're going to be charged. For me, it looked like I was expecting to sort of like see the transactions as well. I'm guessing they're like, yeah, they're down under that, like in recent transactions. And in the transactions, I'm guessing that everything that doesn't have like Amazon has that plus £52 and 14p, and I'm guessing all the other transactions are like money that was taken is like basically with a minus amount in it. Yeah, yeah. That's what I think. I For me, I was expecting to see like a minus £48 45 and then plus 52.14. I think that's how it is now. I think it's similar to what I'm saying now on the actual app now. Breakdown, yeah. So basically, you have the available credit, which is £870, which I'm guessing that's what's left on your card at the time, from a total of £2,000. The previous statements, which is basically 1,200, and the spending, I guess, is between from the last statement period up to today, which is 600 quid, if that makes sense. And then obviously you got the pending balance, which is probably pending transactions that haven't been taken yet by the service facilitators. And then the interest, uh, I guess, is the interest on the amount that was spent in this period. So it's basically on the 600. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Well, I think it's good to see them like separate rather than just a big lump sum with all the fees sort of like put together. I think it's beneficial to see them like divided separately. Like you have the cash withdrawal fee, which is £1.20, then you got the late payment fee, which is £3.80. Obviously, if you spend like overseas, as I can see here, you would charge £5 for that specific transaction. So I think it's good to have them like divided like separately, fully separate based on like each category. Yeah, I do like that, to be honest. I think that's nice. Uh, I mean, there's nothing else that sort of like gets my attention whatsoever. I mean, obviously you get the current balance at the bottom, but yeah, and I think that's about it. I don't know why, but it just feels like I want to scroll through it. Like this is what I've been doing with my, my finger since the second I've opened it. I don't know why. So just want me to well, hold on a second because it's clearly blocked. Oh, there you go. So show breakdown. No, it just doesn't do anything. It just won't let me close it now either. Nope. No, no. Oh, it closed now. Just yeah. I had to click like 50 times, but yeah, I know. Well, I think you're greeted with like the most important things, whatever you have left in your account, and sort of like what you need to pay. And obviously you have the make a payment button, which I think is pretty important. And for me, uh, I think the make a payment button is probably the reason that I'm probably going in my app most of the times, because I tend to remember quite well sort of like what I got left, but I know I got to make a payment between I think the first of the month and the 25th or whatever it is. So that's when I normally go in the app the most often, just to make the payment. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, well, I'm guessing is probably sort of like what I spend my money on, what's like the main categories, sort of like was it food or was it like, I don't know, uh, eBay or shopping or sort of like, yeah, different type of categories that I can spend my money on, like travel or like insurance purposes or stuff like that. Can I click on it or? Okay. I think it's gonna be good because obviously it gives you like a better understanding on what you're spending your money on, and it might be even more beneficial for like certain people that have like gambling habits or anything like that, that maybe they can have like a limit so that they don't spend like the entire credit card on like gambling or I don't know. I got a friend that used his credit card to put it all in cryptocurrency and then obviously lost it all. Um, so yeah, I think yeah, maybe doing the insights showing like, look, you're spending this amount on this amount on that, but be careful because this month you've spent like 300 quid on gambling websites. I'm guessing I'm just gonna go on the homepage, recent transactions, show all, and then just find what I need. I don't know, EasyJet, let's say, TFL, 14th of May. Yeah, £7.60. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. So it classes it as transportation, and then I like the fact that it shows the loc. I'm guessing that's the location where the card was used. Was it? I like to think that's what it is. Yeah, I like to think it's the location where the card was used to make this payment. Uh, no, not really. You obviously got the button with I don't recognize this payment, which I'm guessing is gonna take you to like the support service. Well, either give me the options to sort of like uh more or less like raise the concern with the support department. It might be fraud. Someone else is using my card. And if I'm not happy with any of these options, obviously have the option to be directed straight to a agent and have a conversation with them about it. Wow, over the phone, you mean? Well, it depends. I mean, it obviously is faster on the app because you don't have to, uh, talk to a person and wait on the line and give them like all your details again and go through the whole security and verification process. But I find that some like from previous experience, sometimes when you want to report or when you want to, mark a transaction like potential fraud or anything like that, most of the time the app will just guide you to like speak with a person. But it's very, very good to be able to actually do it from the app because that's going to save me time in the long run. Okay. So if I'm making a payment towards the credit card, I just go make a payment. Obviously, if I want to pay the full balance, I just click on review payment and then confirm the payment. I'm guessing if I want to do a custom amount, just go on custom amount and write down the amount that I want. So it's just not working at the moment. It just it was showing me the option to basically amend the amount, and then it just got stuck again. Yeah. And obviously, the minimum amount, I guess, is the minimum to sort of like cover the APR for that specific month. I think they're very straightforward. It's very clear. I I mean, I like to think when I was obviously I'm sort of like a bit in the industry as well. I like to think that if you manage to do an interaction with the visitor or the customer and have it like done in like less than 3 to 5 clicks, then I want to think it's like a good interaction. If I get him to click like to like 10 different places, he's just gonna lose his way eventually on the app and just completely find it pointless, really. So yeah, I just get make a payment and custom amount, £10. Happy with that amount. Uh, if I can click done. Oh yeah, there you go. Review payment. Yeah, sure. Sorry. New balance 200 you will make before. Well, yeah, I think that's a good thing. Is basically a reminder, like, okay, you've made a partial payment, but the minimum amount it's more than whatever you paid. So just be aware of the fact that you still have to pay some more until the 5th, which I think is good because with some people, some of them will just get paid like weekly, some others are going to get paid monthly. Like, so I think it's important to have more time to pay that bill still, but also be mindful. But I think yeah, it gives you the chance, like if you don't have much money in your bank account at the time, you can just cover it partially today and then pay the rest by 5th of May. So I'm guessing if I just go review payment, then it's just gonna show me the remaining balance, and then if I confirm it, it's just gonna ask for my debit card details, or just go if it's a direct debit, it's just probably gonna take it as a direct debit. Yeah, I think this account details is more clearer as well than it's now. Unlock with biometrics, that's a nice one, and Face ID. Obviously, that's what I'll probably normally turn on, Face ID. Can go back again now. Oh, all right. Okay, yeah. Oh, it won't let me. Oh, there you go. Yeah. What does the manage button do? I presume it sort of like gets me to like where the card details are, and also I can manage like my PIN number, change my PIN, block my card, freeze my card, request a new card, sort of thing. That's what I expect to see in manage. Yeah. Don't know if it's the right thing or not, but yeah, that's what I expect to see in manage. Yeah. And then the statement, I'm guessing it just shows the full statement for that specific month. Yeah. Uh, well, yeah, I didn't thought about Apple Pay because I know at the moment it doesn't work with Apple Pay. So, but yeah, I mean, Apple Pay is a good thing. I would love to have my own card on Apple Pay because it's just another thing that I miss a lot. I think when I got the card, I think probably that was the first thing I wanted to do, put on my Apple Pay. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, you got the direct debit manager there as well. And as I was the can you hear me now? Oh, I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean it's the interface is pretty clear to be honest. And will I be able like from this page sort of like managing the Onmo credit card where obviously you got all the details. If I let's say want to copy the card number, can I go out of the app and will I be staying in the same page or if it's just gonna go back to the main page? Because security wise, I expect it to reset fully and go back to like the main homepage. Sorry? Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah. Okay. No. So yeah, I've seen it earlier on, but I didn't know if it was working. But I'll leave it. Yeah, obviously you got the available amount, which is whatever you have on your card. Uh, Send money. I'm presuming I have like yeah, trusted payees, or I can use a new payee, which I'm guessing if I press on it, yeah, I just get all the different bank details that we need for like each person to make a payment. And then I'm guessing if I press on any of the names, probably going to show me the saved sort of like details for each person. I think it would be good, like if I click like on Carrie Hunter as an example, it would be good to have her like bank details and also a sort of like history of the transactions that I've made to her. What the transaction list? Well, yeah, obviously on the oh, I'm guessing it's going to be on the recent transactions on the main page, and then also on the monthly statements. So if I open the pay page, which shows exactly what I was, then I'm guessing on the transfers, it will just show that the transactions exactly as I was saying. Yeah. So you basically have a history of all the transactions made to that specific person. It's funny because I've tried clicking on it earlier on, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, yeah, I know because I use Figma, and sometimes it's just so temperamental. Yeah, I think is good and it's clear because obviously you know it happens quite rare, but sometimes people do change like detail like bank details, and if I'm out with this person and I don't know he paid for my meal or whatever, uh, then I can just be like, right, I'll transfer you the money and I'll just show him the phone and be like, "Are these still your details?" Just to double check. So yeah, I think it's good to have the details. Hmm. Yeah. So do send money, new payee, full name, obviously their name, select their bank, account number and sort code, and then I'll just click continue. Then obviously we got Rohan, £38.39 for lunch. Uh, and then it's not a scheduled payment, obviously. It's a one-off payment, so I'm just gonna leave scheduled payment as it is. And then I'm just gonna go continue. And then obviously I'm just gonna select the appropriate reason for the transaction. In this case, it's gonna be sending to family or friends. I like that I get the Bureau of Fraud warning. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so you get all the relevant details again, just for like a double check before you actually click the transfer button. Sorry, reference amount, uh, and then obviously this one's scheduled for the 24th. I'm guessing that's not going to show up if it's not going to be a scheduled payment. And I'm guessing if I just do confirm, it's just going to ask for my Face ID or some sort of like biometric, and then transfer it. And then obviously I can share the receipt with the person. Yes. It's very clear. Yeah, it's pretty similar with like most banking apps, but I with most banking apps, I feel like all the information is like very cramped on the display. You know, it's like loads of information rather than just keeping it simple. Uh, Quite straightforward, very simple, straightforward, very clear. Okay. Well, I'm guessing if I go on manage, yeah, there you go. So I don't know if I went the way that you expected me to go. Obviously, I went on manage the debit card. Then I've been on view details, asked for the Face ID, clicked on the Face ID. Uh, and then obviously I have like the bank and my account number and source code. And I'm expecting when I click share account, it'll just basically, I'm guessing it's going to be like a predefined message giving that friend of mine like my name, my account number, and my source code, so that they can obviously make the payment. Yeah. Okay. So I'm guessing it's going to be a new payee. They continue. I'm presuming scheduled payment can also be standing order. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, if I select like scheduled payments, it's going to be a standing order basically for the specific date. And then I'll just do repeat, I don't know, monthly, let's say, if it's rent. Yeah, I can't select anything though, but uh, yeah, obviously select that monthly or weekly or, annually, whatever it is. And then obviously confirm it. and then continue. Scheduled to the 24th of August, and then continue again. And then obviously I'm going to select like a different sort of like category in here. It's probably going to be paying for services. Yeah. Again, the fraud warning, and then just confirm the transfer. Again, simple and straightforward. I think it's a case of, once you go it in the app and just sort of like do it once, it's obviously straightforward. Uh, and I think for anyone that's sort of like using like smartphones, it'll be quite a straightforward process. I like to check my statements sometimes, but it's not working now. uh, just a monthly statement with like all the money going in and out of my account. Just make sure I had like no double taken out or anything like that, or like any like weird payments. It's different. Yeah, I was expected to still be like on the orangey yellow color scheme, um, but it's all right. I don't know why. I want to say it reminds me of something else, the purple, but I just can't think of what now. Um, but yeah, definitely the color scheme, especially like the send money button, reminds me of something else. But and it's also something financial, like, but I generally can't remember what. Oh, I'll tell you what. Sorry, it's the um, creation account from Curry's. It's the same sort of like color scheme. I mean, obviously there's a different name, different branding, quite a strong branding image from the beginning on both sort of like credit card images. So I don't feel like there's gonna be any sort of like uncertainty or who Omno is and who Creation is. I don't think there's gonna be like any sort of like misunderstanding there or misleading because of that. Yeah, it's a very nice app, very clear, as I said. Uh, it does seem a bit clearer and much more simpler in use than the one that you guys currently have. Especially if you're going to get rid of all the glitches, that'll be even better. But yeah, overall, I like it. Yeah, and the fact that you got Apple Pay, sorry, not Apple Pay, be able to add it to the Apple Wallet is going to be even better. Uh, I don't think there's anything that I'll change really. No, really, I can't think of anything. Not a problem. Yeah, yeah, totally. Anytime you want to, I'm more than happy to just send me an invite and yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Not a problem. Thank you very much. No, that should be it. Obviously, as I said, if you guys need any further help, more than happy to help. Just drop me an email. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye 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 bye.